You have your planner, Isaac? Okay, write your homework on a piece of paper then. Okay.
Can I give my Valentine to Miss G since she's
fine.
not going to be here
Yep,
for the
that's
rest
fine.
of
I like that I see Lena reading already. I see people working on their green book, showing me they're ready to start their day. Huh? Oh, I thought that was a star already. Got it. Adam, I'll give you your planner back when I get everything ready for you. This is all sixth grade.
Sixth grade, kindergarten.
Six. These are all six. Sixth grade. Sixth grade. Sixth grade. Those are all sixth grade. Oh, I keep getting caught on stuff. There we go. Thank you, Miss G. Adam, you finished Green Book already?
Yeah.
Good. Joanna, nobody was tardy, right? Everybody's here?
Can I pass my candies
At the end of the day, yeah.
Do you have a speaker?
Yeah.
What do we usually do about the office? Do we go down there and put them in all the things, or do we just give the back to the office?
I will have time at 9 o'clock to do it. After I meet with them. Otherwise, I'll see what they say, but I can do it if they don't want to. Yeah, I don't know. Or Miss G, if it's teachers, I could deliver and then do the rest of the staff in their box.
Teachers, I tried to put in the grade
Okay.
for the most part. The rest it's random stuff.
Okay. Bless you. Do you see my new Harry Potter bag?
Yeah.
Good. I like that I see almost everybody reading already. That means we're almost ready to go over Green Book. It is Friday, so make sure you turned in your spelling and your 3 times each. And your Take Home Thursday folders if you're somebody with a Take Home Thursday folder. Take Home Thursday. Isaac, Take Home Thursday. Do you have your folder? Keanu, you have a Take Home Thursday, right? Did you do your Take Home Thursday? Okay. Spelling packets and Take Home Thursday. Oh, our thing got ripped.
I better see us every day.
Just make sure you have your name on it. I don't care if it's ripped. As long, put it on both sides too. And then turn that in. It's better than nothing, right? I have 3 kids who can't be filmed, so I'm gonna have them do a small group outside. They're already at Miss Olive's room. That way they don't miss out on reading today. I'm gonna look at that right now. Sure your planners are put away if you're done in your planner. All right, let's go over Green Book. Go back to your seat and show me you're ready. Planners should be put away. You have your pen out and your Green Book ready. I see Jonah's ready, Ashley and Brody are ready, Kana's ready, Nakoa's ready, Lena's ready. A lot of people are ready. 86, right? All right, so today we were looking at helping verbs and main verbs. You're supposed to read each sentence, underline the main verb, and circle the helping verb. Oh, but that's the day you had the substitute? Okay, we'll check that. Let's check, I guess when you had the substitute, we didn't check that. So go to 85 first. We'll check that real quick. That was finishing up our contractions. Okay, number 1. Who can give me number 1? Mariana? Isn't. Remember, the apostrophes go where the O is. Chase. Didn't. Adam. Hasn't. Sammy. Wasn't. Ashley. Aren't. That's one I mess up all the time. I don't know why, but I do. Nakoa. Can't. Haley. Won't. It is not willn't. Do we say I willn't do that? No, it's won't. Number 8, Aaron. Haven't. Number 9, Kala'i. Don't. And number 10, Brody. Doesn't. Underline the contraction, write the words that form the contraction. So you're breaking the contraction apart. Number 11. Did I call you already, Lena? No. Lena. Have not. Number 12. Keanu. Did not. Number 13. Jonah. Will not. Careful on that one. Number 14. Somebody new. Daniel. Is not. Good. Number 15. Last one. Noelani. Has not. Good. Yes. Yeah, hopefully it was easy. You could look up top and get clues, right? All right, so it says, a verb may be more than one word. The main verb tells what the subject is or does. The helping verb helps the main verb show action. The words have, has, and had are helping verbs. So some examples, Mom and I have baked. So baked is your verb, but they have baked. All right, so number 1, you should have, what is it? Circle, underline the main circle. So you should have circled has and underline red. Circle has, underline red. Number 2, circle have, underline talked. So make sure next time you guys only circle the verb, not the rest of the line. Number 3, had circled and underline started. Number 4, has circled, underline asked. Pretty much you had to look for the word have, has, or had, circle it, and underline the word after it. What number are we on? 5. 4? 5. Have is circled, decided is underlined. Had is circled, visited is underlined. Has is circled, planned is underlined. Good. Had is circled, hoped is underlined. Has is circled, announced is underlined. And have is circled, made is underlined. Show me how you did on that today. Good. We'll have more practice the next few days. So if you have a sideways or a down, make sure you look at this page tomorrow or Monday and double check what you missed. Because it wasn't necessarily that most of you did the whole thing wrong. It was that you underlined too much. So double check that. All right. Looking for people who are ready to start. So today we will be reading chapters 34 through 36. Does that mean we read chapter 37? No. Do we read chapter 36? Yes. 34 through 36. So you're stopping at 37. Who can tell me what we do when we're finished reading? What do we do when we're finished reading? Keanu. When we're finished reading, what do we do? Do your summary. What do we do after our summary? I love all these hands this morning. Everybody's awake. You want the window shut? Which one? This one? This one? Okay. Oh, 3 of them. Okay, Ashley, what do we do next? Map. Update your map. And then what do you do after you update your map? Cameron?
You add a character trait.
Add character traits. If there's possible character traits to update, you can update your character traits. All right, let's do red group with me, yellow group with Miss G. We will do, we're going to have the kids that aren't in here right now read outside, so we're not going to do a whole group outside today. We'll do purple group over here, green group in the middle, and blue group around. Can we handle being on the couch, blue group? On and around the couch? Okay. All right, I'll come by and pick your leaders, and we'll get started. Daniel, can you do me a favor? Can you go to Miss Olive's room, get our 3 kids, and tell them to read these chapters outside the door? Oh, give them an expectations sheet. Thank you. As soon as I see your group ready to start, I'll pass out your expectation sheet, and I will pick a leader. While you're waiting, talk about what we read. We missed a day because of field trip and a day because of sub. So Tuesday, look back at the chapters. What did we read? It was very exciting. The green tiger was in there. Joanna, do you look like a self-directed learner? Show me you're a self-directed learner. You can take 2 cushions, Adam. All right, who was leader last time? You were. Who was after her last time?
I think
McKenna went last. Okay, Jonah, your leader. Make sure you're scoot up with them. Aaron, you might be better sitting on the other side of Cameron. Okay, scoot in together so you can hear each other nice and easy. Who was leader last time? Adam. Okay. Repeat. There you go. Make sure you're talking about what you read last time before you start. Keanu, can you grab maybe some cushions so you can make the circle so you don't have to talk as loud to each other? Or you can share if you pull it sideways like Brody had. Who was leader last time? Noelani was last time. Are you in this group, Daniel? Okay. Okay, talk about what you read last time before you get started, okay? Do you want cushions? There's cushions. Left over. I like that I hear groups talking about what they read. Okay, what did we read last time?
We read about the ladies giving them. No, we heard that they are going to get medicine from the lady.
They haven't got it yet. Good. Okay, what else?
That grandpa,
Look at the chapter. There's some pictures that'll help you remember.
the grandpa is staying with the dragon to try to heal him.
The grandpa's staying with the dragon to heal him. But what was the big exciting thing? There was something very, very exciting that happened.
Oh,
Christopher?
They killed the tiger.
How did they kill the tiger?
they tricked him into using since cats and tigers can't swim, they'll drown. They said that the well is the cave, and since the shadow reflected off of his face, it was dark, and it looked like a monster. So he roared at it, and then it roared, and his roar reflected back.
Echoed back, yeah.
And then he jumped in there because Min Lee said that he thought he was he said that the tiger was the most. It wasn't as.
They used his anger, right? They said, that guy thinks that you're not the strongest one out there, and he stole part of your offerings. And so the green tiger was mad. And then all of that happened that Cole said. They tricked him to jump into the well, and then he drowned in the well. That was exciting because who was the green tiger, first of all?
He was a magistrate tiger.
Magistrate tiger. And has he been a problem this entire story?
Yes.
So now he's gone. As far as we know, he's gone, right?
Probably
Now
might be a
everybody's
spirit.
happy in the land.
Maybe because wasn't the green tiger just his spirit, not really it wasn't the magistrate. He turned into a green tiger. So we'll see what happens. All right, so we left off where Min Lee was going with Afu and Dafu to their village. We don't really know anything else other than the grandpa said Min Lee needed to rest, and the grandpa said he would stay with Dragon. So that's where we left off. Okay. Let me put us at. Everybody, put your Post-it at 37 so we know where we're stopping. All right. Page 203. 203. There is another story in there. I think there's 2 stories today inside the story. All right, chapter 34. Make sure you're following along. 202. 202, 203. One more. There you go. All right. Which of you is Afu and which is Dafu? Min Lee asked the twins. My name is Min Lee. The children laughed. Their giggles were like bells playing in unison. I'm Afu, the girl said. He's Dafu. But you can just call us Da'afu because we are always together. Everyone does. Min Lee smiled. The exhaustion from the long night of worry had made her feel heavy and clumsy. But the children's happiness seemed to carry her. Their every word seemed to be mixed with merriness. Their laughter pushed her towards the cheerful yellow patch in the distance. Oh, so they're heading towards the big yellow patch that they saw. Maybe that's where they're from.
It's a gold city.
A gold city, maybe. And as they approached the spot, Min Lee realized that the yellow was flowers. In front of them was a land full of blooming trees. The trees were heavy with bright blossoms, and as the wind blew through the branches, golden flowers showered down like rain. That sounds beautiful. As they reached the trees and breathed in the spicy scent of the flowers, Min Lee gasped. It's beautiful, she said. The children laughed again, and the brilliant red of their clothes and the golden yellow flowers of the trees seemed to make Min Lee's eyes dazzle with color. But their brilliance was a contrast to the stone rooftops of the village below. The homes looked as though they had been hewed from the cold, harsh rock of the mountains. And Minli saw that the flowering trees were the only thing that grew easily from the unforgiving, rough soil. The boys saw Minli's gaze. Doesn't that kind of sound like Minli's house? The only thing that'll grow in that area is what at Minli's house? Or village? Rice. That's all they can grow because the land is so awful. So the only thing that will grow at these people's is the yellow trees. So they're kind of having similar problems a little bit.
How do they even get food?
I don't know. I bet we'll find out how they get food. But that is a good question because they're not, as of now, we just know that there's flowers. We don't know necessarily that there's food.
I think they get food because they work together because the ladies, they said that they're going to get some more, so there's probably a lot. And the twins, they're always staying together. So this village is a really nice village, and the people are really nice. So they probably work together.
Maybe they work together. That could be a way that they figure out food. All right. But they're brilliant. Oh, no. Read that part. The boy saw Minli's. That is our home, he told her. The village of the moon rain. Village of the moon rain, Minli asked. That's a strange name. Why isn't your village named after the flowering trees? It is, Dafu said. The story of the village of the moon rain. Over 100 years ago, when our ancestors were first brought here, the land of the village was barren and gray. Everything was dull and colorless, the wind cold and bitter. Still, our ancestors worked hard. They built houses out of the mountain stone, sewed warm, wadded cotton jackets, and planted seeds in the hard dirt. But despite their efforts, the land refused to bear a single plant or flower. However, even though it looked hopeless, our ancestors continued to work. Then, one night, when the moon was big and round, the air filled with a strange fluttering sound. Our ancestors thought that it was a great storm was coming and rushed inside. And a great storm was coming. With a crash, raindrops seemed to fall from the sky. But what strange rain it was! Round and smooth. In the glowing light, the raindrops looked like silver pearls. And when they touched the ground, they disappeared. It's raining pearls, our ancestors said to each other. Jewels from the moon. And they rushed out with baskets and bags, catching what they could from this strange storm. Magically, when the raindrops were caught, they didn't disappear. And soon, their baskets and bags were full. But in the morning, our ancestors saw that the drops were not pearls or jewels. In the sunlight, they saw that they were really seeds. But no one knew what kind of seeds they were. Curious, they planted them in the hard earth. And when the moon rose again that night, the strange rain fell again as well. This time, our ancestors were not fooled and just watched the drops disappear. So there's an illustration of what was happening. Do you think they were really excited when that stuff started falling out of the sky?
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
I think the seeds, when they disappeared into the ground, they just went inside the ground, and that's probably how they get the really nice flowers and trees.
So maybe it was planting
There could be
itself.
little shards of the moon.
Little shards of the moon. I like the word shards. Where'd you learn that word?
Game.
I figured. This time, our ancestors were not fooled and just watched the raindrops disappear into the ground. But in the morning, the planted seeds were sprouting as if they were watered by a magic brew. So there's a sign of a folktale, right? Having the magic in it and the culture in it so far. Magic brew. So night after night, the seed rain fell from the sky, and as daylight broke over the land, the seedlings grew higher. Soon they grew into beautiful silver trees with golden flowers. They were so beautiful, our ancestors planted more and more seeds, and soon the whole village was blooming with hundreds and hundreds of flowering trees. And since then, our home has been called the Village of the Moon Rain. We plant the new seeds every day, and every night the moon rain falls, and every morning new seedlings sprout. Maybe in another 100 years, All this stony land will be covered with trees, and the mountains will be as golden as the moon. So your prediction was right. Cool, it did, it planted itself. So remember, when that picture's there, that means that the story's changing. Make sure you're following with us. We're right here where we ended the folk tale. So these seeds rain from the sky every night, Minli asked. Well, every night there is a moon, the girl said. That is why we call it moon rain. And you don't know why, Minli asked? Even though she was tired, she could not help being curious. Both children shook their heads, and before Minli could ask more questions, the boy pointed. Minli followed his hand and saw crimson gate doors painted with cheerful greeting. "We're here," he cried. "Come on, we're home." Chapter 35. After the great storm, so we're going back to Ma and Ba. We haven't heard from them in a while. Ma and Ba, the last thing that happened was that scary, scary storm. And they could feel the fear in the wind, right? And Ma and Ba were worried for Minli, like, I hope nothing wrong is happening to her. Because that scary storm just made them feel fear inside. It made them worry. After the great storm, Ma and Ba worried that the vast damage had been done to the village. And when the sun shone in the morning, the village looked as if it were in ruins. What does it mean if it were in ruins? Damaged, torn down.
Old.
Yeah, torn apart. Large tree branches had fallen, and a cluster of leaves and roof tiles and dust and dirt littered the ground. Yet, when the villagers began to clean, they saw the storm had not harmed them as much as they had feared. "At least no homes were destroyed," the villagers said to each other, "and we know everyone is safe." "Well, everyone except for Minli," they added silently. How do you think that makes Ma and Ba feel when the townspeople are saying, "Well, everybody except Minli"? Worried. Mm-hmm.
Minli's not getting hurt
the-
from the storm because Minli's very far away.
They don't know for sure where she is, though, right?
But right now she's feeling.
Hold on, let Puatea share.
She was in the cave.
She was in the cave, but do they know that she's in the cave? No.
When the storm was going on, she was scared and sad, and probably right now she's happy and joyful. So the land will turn happy and joyful.
Hopefully, right? Hopefully now that she's not scared anymore, the storm will clear and everything will be okay. Ma and Ba said nothing when their neighbors paused awkwardly. They helped pick up the broken branches, swept broken bits of pottery and tiles from the street, and nailed shutters. At night, they quietly sat together at the table with the goldfish. Though Ma had heard nothing, Ba remembered the fish's first words about the fear in the wind. It filled him with worry, and he waited for the fish to speak again. However, it remained oddly silent. Finally, when Ma was busy helping a neighbor, Ba tried to question the fish. "During the storm, you said there was fear in the wind," Ba said to the fish. "Whose fear was it? Was it Minli's? Was she afraid of something?" The fish stared at Ba with its round eyes and made no sound. "Please tell me," Ba said, his hands shaking around the bowl. The fish swam noiselessly in the water. Ba was puzzled. Had the fish stopped speaking? Or was he now unable to understand? Or perhaps the fish had never spoken at all, and it had been his imagination. Ba placed his ear to the water. Was that faint bubbling a whisper? He strained closer to hear He strained closer, his ear beginning to dip into the water. "What are you doing?" Ma asked as she came into the room. Ba jerked his head up. His ear was dripping with water. Nothing," he said sheepishly. "Were you cleaning your ear in the fish bowl?" Ma said, silently appalled. "Not exactly," Ba said awkwardly. A cross look streaked across Ma's face, but as she looked at Ba, rubbing his ear shamefacedly, she did something she hadn't done in years. She laughed. "You look so silly. If Minli were here now," Ma said, "she would laugh at you." "Yes, she would," Ba said, and he too began to laugh. She would laugh until she cried. Their laughter intertwined, but when they looked at each other, they could see the tears foaming were not from joy. So they're kind of trying to make light of the situation and laughing and talking about good memories with Minli, but really Or
They just make it worse.
they're still just a little bit sad. They're making it worse, right? It does help though. Have you ever had that happen? Maybe sometimes when some people pass away, when they die, people like to talk about the good things they remember about the people. So they're just trying to think of like fun things with Minli and fun memories with Minli. But deep down, are they still sad? Definitely.
I'm still after that. One of my grandparents went away a few weeks ago in the hospital, and my mom and dad and me were really sad, and my brother. But my mom and dad told us about what good things he did to us, but we still felt a little sad.
Yeah, it's good to remember the good things. It helps.
When we were in California, my dad warned us that it was like a day after my birthday, and I was turning 7. I was turning 5, and one of my grandparents passed away on my birthday, like the day after my birthday when I turned 5.
And did you talk about good memories? Doesn't that help a little bit when you talk about the good memories? Yeah. All right, chapter 36, we're back to Minli. Minli was so tired that she could barely remember what happened when they entered the village. Have you ever been that tired?
Yes.
Oh, I've been that tired, where you're just a mess. You don't even remember what's going on. You can't even feel like you can't even see straight. So that's how she's feeling. She's just looking around like,
And your head hurts, you feel like to sleep.
yeah, you probably have a headache or your head hurts and you want to just put your head down. Yep. All right. Minli was so tired that she could barely remember what happened when they entered the village. She hardly remembered the clamor of people gathering around them and the loud cheers as Da'afu told about the destruction of the green tiger. And she vaguely remembered the big, soft hug of an elderly woman who pushed her inside a welcoming house. But she did remember the cozy, lovely feeling of falling into bed, like holding a warm, steamed bun on an icy day. And then Minli closed her eyes and slept. When she woke up, 3 round faces peered above her like plump peaches. They were Dafu, Afu, and Ama, their grandmother. Each of the children, dressed in their red, wadded cotton outfits, the rip in Dafu's pants was now patched, had little movable stoves with them. With the heaters and all of them crowded in the room, Minli felt as if she were in a warm oven of kindness. She smiled. "Good morning," Ama said. The children giggled. "Good night," Dafu said. "You slept the whole day. Pretty soon it'll be time to go to bed again." "Now, Da'afu, don't tease the girl," Ama said. Obviously, she was very tired. "Here, Minli, drink this." Ama poured some tea from a pot and handed Minli a cup. Minli sipped it gratefully. The steaming liquid slipped down her throat smoothly and seemed to fill every part of her with fresh energy. She took another sip of tea and breathed in a tangy fragrance, which smelled familiar. Wait, why do you think it smells familiar?
There's a tea that Mom makes, or Mom makes, Mom.
Maybe the tea Ma makes. Any other time somebody's drank something? Yeah?
And it's tastes just like Mom's.
Oh, you've had tea too. But what about in the story? Nothing? Let's read.
When Minli was with the king.
Oh, maybe she had tea when she was with the king. Maybe? All right, let's keep reading. "This is nice tea," Minli said. "Thank you." "It is not tea," Afu said. "It is the medicine that cures the tiger's poison." So who had this medicine? Who had to have medicine?
Dragon.
Yeah, it's the tea not tea, they just said it's not tea, is the medicine that they had to give to Tiger. I wonder why they're giving it to Minli. Let's see. "Well, it is tea as well," Ama said. "It is good whether you have been touched by the green tiger or not." Minli stopped drinking. "Is there enough of this for the dragon?" Minli asked, remembering how Agong had asked them to bring more medicine. "Maybe we should take this to him." Da'afu laughed again. "Don't worry," they said. "We have a lot of it. It's made from the leaves of the flowering trees." And Da'afu already brought a large pot to your dragon friend. Ama said, her wrinkled face looking kindly at Minli. "Yes," Afu said. "Your dragon is doing fine. He and Agong were talking to each other when I brought the pot. And he even says thank you for saving him from the green tiger's poison. Minli sat back, relieved and cheered by their words. What was the green tiger? Da'afu said something about the magistrate, she asked. How did you know this tea cured the tiger's poison? We found that out by accident, Amma said. So here's another folk tale. The story of the green tiger and the tea. When the green tiger discovered us 4 months ago, we quickly learned he was not an ordinary tiger. It was not his color or his size. It was the anger he had for us. First, he attacked our livestock, the sheep, the pigs, the chickens, but not to eat, just to kill. He taunted us with his evil, leaving the dying animals in a row outside of our door. Whatever animals he did not kill outright died within an hour or so from the vile poison of the tiger's touch. We knew it was just a matter of time before he caught one of us. We kept the children and whatever animals we had left inside. Agong, my husband, studied furiously, trying to find out more about this powerful monster who tormented us. We were running out of food when Agong's family finally discovered what the green tiger was. When Agong was a young man, he made a journey to the city south of here and bought an old book of history. That book, with our ancestors' ancient texts, was how Agong discovered that the green tiger was the spirit of the magistrate our ancestors had tried to give the secret of happiness to.
The paper of happiness.
That's who these people, it's not these people, but it's their ancestors. What's their ancestors?
They had the paper of happiness, so probably the magistrate tiger got furious at them. And now 4 months later, magistrate tiger just killed their village.
Well, not months, because it's ancestors. And what are ancestors? You were starting to say, Christopher?
Long people that lived a long time ago.
People who lived a long, long time ago that are related to them, like their great, 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 great grandpas. But that's true. These are the people from the city with the paper of happiness. So,
And probably the buffalo boy was the one who couldn't read, and he got moved out of the castle, probably.
maybe. But why is the magistrate mad at the people who had the paper of happiness? Is that what it's called?
yeah,
Paper of happiness. Why is the magistrate tiger mad at them? Do you remember what happened?
Because they were making the land happy?
Well, he's not mad because they were happy. What was the story that happened?
They banished him.
They banished him there's a lot of stories with the magistrate. They banished him from the city of bright moonlight. But remember, I like that Nicole is looking back to try and find that story because that'll help him find the evidence.
They banished him from his son banished him because
But that wasn't the people with the paper of happiness. That was his son's city. This is a story before that. Let's see if we can find the little story. The Cilia Moon Rain. It's back a little ways. The String of Destiny. The unknown part of the story of the Old Man of the Moon. Gotta look for little stories in there. It was a little story. You found it? The story of the Buffalo Boy. It was before the Buffalo Boy. What's this one? Story of Dragon's Gate. Okay, what page?
81.
Page 81. Go to page 81.
Got it.
All right. I'm going to skim it. I'll read it quickly so we don't have to read the whole thing. I'm going to go because we want to see the end. So the magistrate tiger didn't believe that these people could be so happy and not really have anything, right? So he sent somebody to go to that.
Soldiers to go and try to grab the paper of happiness, but he couldn't read, so he didn't know what the words were.
Remember this, Christopher? It's okay if you don't have it. Listen.
Super confusing.
So the soldier didn't know how to read, right? And so what happened to the paper when the soldier had the paper in his hand?
It slipped out of his hand and flew away.
It slipped out of his hand and flew away. And then the magistrate tiger said, "What did they say?" Because they had to write a word on. He told them to go find the secret of happiness, and all these people did was write one word, right? But the soldier almost said shoulder. The soldier who had the paper when he was walking home, it blew away, and he couldn't read, so he didn't know what that one line said. So then what did the magistrate tiger do when that soldier came home without the paper and didn't know what the paper said?
He went to the city of the moonlight.
He was, how did he feel?
Mad.
He was very angry. Then he went to the city to do what?
To find his things and to spend time with his son.
Well, that's what he did afterwards, yeah. But was he mad at those people?
Yeah, so he went to the city and tried to find him, and then he ran into the man in the moon.
Exactly, and then somehow he ended up finding them, right? Because now he's back as the magistrate tiger. So that's why he's so mad at this city, because they're the people who had the secret to happiness. And he was also a little bit irritated that they only wrote one word. Did he think one word could tell you how to be happy? No. So he was like, I think they're playing me. I think that they're not telling me the truth. They don't want me to be happy. So let's go back to where we were. Now we remember why the green tiger was bothering them. So Agong learned that the green tiger searched for all those he felt had wronged him. So he thought they wronged him, didn't he? He thought that they were playing him. The tiger would punish us for his imagined offense, and then, when he felt the punishment was complete, destroy us. Afterward, he would find others who had wronged him and punish and destroy them as well. Who knows how many people he hurt before he came to us? Perhaps we were lucky he had only found us 4 moons ago. In desperation, the men decided to form a hunting party to try and kill the tiger. But the green tiger was too powerful for us. Our swords and staffs were shattered by him. The hunting party returned, half of the men carried by the other half, and almost all were injured. The women and children we tried to nurse the injured, but they kept getting sicker and sicker from the tiger's poison, and I began to despair. Though it had not worked on any of the animals in the past, the thought perhaps hot water could wash away the poison from the wounds. So, even though it was dangerous, I left the house to get water from the well. Just as I returned, I saw the tiger. He was standing in front of our gate doing something peculiar. He seemed to be arranging things. I kept a far distance behind the trunk of a flowering tree. He soon finished and left, not noticing me. As soon as he left, I carefully rushed to the gate. The tiger had left a strange array of objects. There was a piece of broken vase with a moon on it, a mangled child's jacket, and 2 deep claw marks scratched into the stone. I knew it was a message, but what did it say? The only person who would know would be Agong. But he was sick and dying from the tiger's poison. My eyes filled with tears, and I rushed inside. It was hard for me to keep from crying, and I was blinded by my own tears. So it was only when the fragrance filled the air that I realized that the water I was boiling had leaves from the flowering tree in it. So when she was hiding from the tiger, she was hiding under a tree, and some of the flowers fell into her bowl of water.
Oh, and that's how she got the...
That's how they accidentally made it. So it was only when the fragrance filled the air that I realized that it was water. That the water I was boiling had leaves from the flowering trees in it. They must have fallen in while I was hiding from the green tiger. It was too dangerous to go and get more water. Everyone was horrified that I had gone at all. So I used the hot leaf water to clean Agong's wound. Sure you're following. And like magic, the poison began to melt away. I couldn't believe it. I gave Agong some leaf water tea to drink, and immediately his hoarse breathing was soothed and his face was relaxed. Quickly, we used the tea on all the men, and by the time the last injured man was given the tea, Agong was sitting up straight in his bed with the Afu at his side. I was a fool, he said to us. I should have known we could not fight the green tiger with more anger. We just add to his power that way. His anger is his strength, but it can also be his weakness. His anger can blind him, and that is when he is vulnerable. Maybe if I can find who angered the magistrate the most, I can... You are definitely recovering, I had to smile. Already you're making plans, but why don't you rest for now? No, Agong waved away my concerns. I must learn more immediately before the green tiger does more damage. I knew that then Agong needed to see the green tiger's message right away. Da'afu and I wrapped him in blankets and supported him as he hobbled to the gate. Agong looked grave as he examined the objects. Just as I thought, he knew right away what it meant. What is the green tiger saying? Afu asked. It says if we give him 2 children every month, he will leave us in peace, Agong said. That is the start of his punishment for us, the way we are to pay penance for our ancestors. How does it say that? Dafu said. 2 claw marks next to the child's clothes mean he wants 2 children, and the vase is a symbol of peace. The moon on it means every month. So he offers us a month of peace for 2 children. So that's why, remember, Afu and Dafu were going up as the sacrifices to the green tiger. They were pretending to be because that's what he demanded. Sorry, I didn't say Agong said. Now we're on the next page. It matters not. We will not sacrifice even a baby pig to him. So they're like, I don't care what he says. We're not giving him 2 children every month. So the story's ending because there's a little symbol. But Afu and I had other ideas. Dafu said, interrupting. After Agong found out that the person who angered the green tiger the most was his own son, he was a king, and he had banished the magistrate tiger from his kingdom. We made a plan. So that's what Christopher and you guys were talking about, how his son banished him. Yes, Afu said proudly. We decided we would trick the green tiger into getting so angry that he would destroy himself in the well. And our plan worked. It was also a plan that we did not approve or agree to, Amma said, shaking her head at them, even though she could not help smiling affectionately. But now, young Min Li, you have heard our story, but we have not heard yours. We know your name and that you're friends with a dragon, and we can guess you are not far from home. We can guess that you are far from home. Why don't you tell us the rest? I like that I see people going right to their desks and starting their summary. So let's try and stay focused. I know it's a little distracting. We're almost done. We have 1 page left. So Min Li told them about Ma and Ba, their struggles in the muddy fields, the goldfish man and the goldfish. She told them about meeting the dragon that could not fly, and the monkeys and the buffalo boy. She told them about the king of the city of bright moonlight and the borrowed lines. She told them about her whole journey. And as she spoke, Da'afu and their grandmother laughed and gasped and stared in wonder. Sometimes Amma shook her head. How do you think she's shaking her head? Yeah, she's not going like this. She's going, she probably, how do you think she feels for Ma and Ba?
Very sad.
Yeah, because she's a mom too, right? So she knows how they're probably feeling. But they did not interrupt her once. So they were really into her story. They didn't interrupt at all. So all of this is to get to Never Ending Mountain, Dafu said finally. We know where it is. You do? Min Li exclaimed, sitting up in excitement. Really? Yes, Never Ending Mountain is nearby, Afu said. About a day's journey. Min Li looked at them in shock, and no words could come out of her mouth. A day's journey? After all their days of traveling, Min Li couldn't believe they were so close. As soon as your dragon friend is well, Amma said, Da'afu will take you there, and then you can return to your parents. Min Li smiled gratefully, but she looked at their comfortable round pink faces, and both Afu and Dafu leaned against their grandmother with devotion, and how she rested her hand on their heads with tenderness. Min Li suddenly thought of Ma and Ba. A wave of longing washed through her, and a dryness caught in her throat that the tea could not moisten. So how's Min Li feeling? It says, a wave of longing washed through her, and a dryness caught in her throat. So when you're longing, you're kind of like, oh, I miss that person. And then she's got dryness in her throat. So how do you think she's starting to feel?
Really sad.
Really sad.
So she really wants to go. So probably she really wants to go like right now and go change their fortune.
And then what did you say?
Guilty.
Probably feeling a little bit guilty when she's seeing Amma with the kids and just rubbing on them and loving on them, and she's probably realizing, Ma and Ba, why did I leave? Why did I leave them? She's starting to realize maybe her fortune wasn't so bad after all, was it?
The Buffalo Boy doesn't have a family.
And Buffalo Boy too. All right, give me something either interesting, surprising. Some of you already gave me connections. I want you to give me something interesting, surprising, a wondering.
That the ever-ending mountain is closed.
So that's,
Min Li.
what is that? Surprising, interesting.
Surprise.
It is, I was surprised too that they're so close to Never Ending Mountain. You two gave a connection already, so you're good. Give me something about today's reading. Christopher, listen.
It was
You want to look back through the story and find something? Okay, Christopher, do you have something to share?
It was interesting because they were so close and they thought like the yellow part of like they saw a yellow part, they thought it was like a city or something, but it was just like golden flowers.
But was there some sort of thing within the golden flowers? What?
A potion, like a heal potion.
That's what the flowers make. But wasn't there their little town that Afu and Dafu lived in underneath those trees? Let Nicole go and then you can go.
It was exciting because that every night.
Make sure you're showing you're listening.
The full moon, there would be like silver seeds dropping down from the sky.
So that was
And
exciting.
it would make other trees.
Yeah, wasn't that a pretty interesting part of the story? The they thought it was pearls, but it was seeds coming from the sky. Go ahead, Cole.
Since it was coming from the sky and it was seeds, it's probably really magical. Since the seeds they tried to plant, they wouldn't grow at all, and then the seeds that fell from the sky, when they disappeared into the ground, they grew every night that had a moon.
Good. All right, go back and start your summaries, okay? Make sure you use your book to help you write your summary. Look back through your book. Make sure you're using your book to help you with your summary. Oh. Okay, I'll go check some of them. Yeah, so I was just going to go check him. Okay. Use your book if you need help with your book.
We could easily do at least a 5-sentence.
Yeah. Can I see your summary? Erin, can I see your summary? Jeremiah and Keanu, I want to see your summary from today. Yeah, we heard from Ma and Ba and Min Lee today. Next time, do them right after each other. Oh, I see. Okay. Chapter 30. Okay, you did the two. Okay, can you tell me something about the village that Da'afu lives in? We need some. Okay, give me a little more. Make sure you write your, Jeremiah, make sure you write your chapters up top so you remember what chapters it was. Good. Can you give me a little more? How's Ma and Ba? What about Ma and Ba? What happened with Ma and Ba today? And what about the Ta'afu's village? Tell me about their village. Who are they? Didn't we find out today who that village is? There's somebody from the story earlier. Did everybody make the connection? Who were Da'afu's ancestors besides my group? We learned today how they connected to the story. Jonah?
It was the family that were happy and that gave Magistrate Tiger the paper of happiness.
It was the family that had the happiness, and the Magistrate Tiger got the paper of happiness from them. That's Da'afu's ancestors. That should be in your story. That should be in your summary today. Can I see your summary? You should have that connection in there because that relates back to another folktale that Min Lee heard. On your map today, make sure you add the city of Moonrain, the yellow city. Okay. Can I see your guys' summaries? Can you have your summaries out so I can see them? Can I see your summary, Cameron? Can I see your summary? Oh, you did your character first. That's fine. As long as you get all three done. tell me a little bit more? Who are they? What about Ma and Ba? What's happening with Ma and Ba? Use your book to help you, Adam. Open up and look at the chapters. The pictures can remind you of what you read today. We have about 5 more minutes until we're going to library, so try and at least finish your summary. You can add to your map and character traits later, but do your summary while it's fresh in your brain. Good, I like that you just did that on your own. Good, McKenna. Good. Keep writing, get a few more sentences. Good job today, Chase. Make sure you use your book to help you, okay? So what did you learn in here? Look at the little stories, look at the pictures. Good summary, Ashley. Keanu, you added to your map the city of Moonrain and a character trait. Who's your character? Emily, you added something for her? Okay. Oh, she did. Oh, I was looking for something. Chromebooks? Okay. You added to it? If you added to it, you can put it back. Okay, can you tell me what happened when she was at Afu and Dafu's house? What did she do when she was there? Okay, go to chapter 34. Let me see. Okay, so look at here. What happened in chapter 34? The story of the village of the Moonrain. And here's that picture. So what can you write about that first chapter? And then Minli went to their village, and then what did they do? They told her a story. Can you tell me about that story a little bit? Write a sentence or two about that story, Adam. Do you want to tell me out loud first? What happened in that story? The Moonrain story. About 3 more minutes. Try and finish your summary.
I want to make a new page.
That's good. I'm glad you just went to the back side. That's great. Not right. You figure out what happened? Remember this picture? What was happening? Where did the yellow flowers come from?
It rained seeds.
Mm-hmm. What happened when they hit the ground?
They disappeared.
Okay, write that down. Exactly what you just said out loud. Write that down. You can put your summary away now. Just wanted to look over it. That's a good one. It's a good word. City of Moon Rain. All right, we need to get ready for library. If you're not done with your summary, just put your pencil in your book and leave it on the top, in your notebook, not in your Where the Mat Meets the Moon book. And leave it on top of your desk. We can finish after you get back from library. Group 1, grab your Chromebooks and line up.
How do you think I did?
Very good. Good job, Chase. Group 2, grab your Chromebooks and line up. Make sure if you have library books to return, you're returning them. I think Mrs. Lawbox here for you. Daniel, you're group 1. Grab your Chromebook and line up. No, we have a party for Valentine's Day. Group 3, grab your Chromebooks and line up. Library, then recess, then math, then party. Normal Friday, just we don't have buddy reading and science. Yeah, go Christopher. I don't know what she has planned for you. She just wants you to bring your laptops. Group 4, line up. Bring them just in case. Adam. Close your book. Okay, everyone else grab your computers and line up. Just leave it under your desk. Show me you're ready by standing in line quietly, facing forward, ready to go. I'm not sure. If you have headphones, just take them just in case.